Hello everyone, welcome to my channel once again. Let's talk about the January transfer window. Now, this window promises to be one of the most crucial winter transfer period, with most clubs looking to strengthen their squad and compete at the very best levels they expect. We will talk about Arsenal, Manchester United, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool and Barcelona. What every club really need and the potential big name players who could be on the move during the January transfer window. Marcus Rashford, Antoine Robinson, Kekes, Cunha, Zubimendi, Dani Olmo, Gyökeres, Edison, Paul Pogba, Nuno Mendes, and Kolo Muani are all rumored to be expecting a move during the January transfer window. First, Arsenal. The Gunners goes into the January transfer window with some level of expectations to bring in one or two new players to strengthen their squad and be able to push Liverpool all the way in the race for the Premier League title. The Gunners might have issues to fix in defense as injuries have left them pretty bare at the back, but the main expectation is for Arsenal to bring in attacking reinforcements, and they have to find the right fit for that to happen. With the injury of Bukayo Saka, Mikel Arteta's hands will be forced into the market. Arsenal are in a very good financial position and this feels like a moment they can spend big. So, will Arsenal be able to sign centre forwards like Alexander Isak, Gyökeres or Benjamin Sesko? Or even wingers like Lookman, Leroy Sane or Kingsley Coman who have been linked to the Gunners recently? Still in London, we take a look at Chelsea. The Blues are expected to be quiet in the January transfer window, but they will not relent to sign any player who fits into Enzo Maresca's system and will be available for a decent price in the January transfer window. Many Chelsea fans will fancy a new goalkeeper, but the club still trusts Robert Sanchez to be their number one and will not be going in for a new goalkeeper during the January transfer window. Chelsea will more likely fancy the signing of a centre-back with injuries to Wesley Fofana and Benoit Badiashile. Perhaps another striker, even though they are satisfied with Nicolas Jackson. Also, a potential lengthy ban for Mudryk after he was suspended by the Football Association for failing a drug test will also influence Chelsea's need for an attacker. There could be outgoings at Stamford Bridge as well, with the likes of Ben Chilwell and Kane Chukwuemeka looking for playing time, making exit during the January transfer window. Now to the defending champions, Manchester City. The turmoil at City clearly suggests the need for business in the January transfer window. Publicly, City are playing down the chances of signing a big-name player, but insiders have believed that there are various options being worked upon. Pep Guardiola does not really like to work with a big squad, but his current conversations suggest he will be willing to do so. A Rodri replacement is essential, but it has to be a player who can play short-term as a holding midfielder and versatile to also play as a number 8. Potential midfield targets like Martin Zubimendi, Bruno Guimaraes, and Atlanta midfielder Edison are being considered. At defense, a left back will be much more needed. They would also need an attacker to understudy Erling Haaland after Julian Alvarez left the club last summer without a replacement. Man City do have a buyback clause for Liam Delap, but they will also look at other strikers like Gyökeres, who scored a hat-trick against them in the Champions League, and Jonathan David of Lille is also on their radar. Rodri's injury has dealt a big blow on their season so far, and a lack of signing in the January transfer window will be catastrophic for the citizens. Still in Manchester, let's turn our attention to United. There's a significant feeling that United will make signings in the January transfer window. with the current squad not living up to expectation and not seem to fit Ruben Amorim's style of play. But due to the financial fair play rule, United will have to get rid of players who are on huge salaries off their books to make way for new signings. The left back position, or now the left wing back position, as per Ruben Amorim's style and formation, has become an area of concern due to the consistent injuries of Luke Shaw. Aside the left back, Manchester United will also need to look at their central midfield area. United are reported to be keeping tabs on multiple players, which includes Ryan Aït-Nouri, Antoine Robinson, Kerkez, Alvaro Fernandez, Nuno Mendes, and Ederson of Atalanta, all on the wish list of Manchester United. The attack will also be looked at, with Marcus Rashford looking for a new challenge. An option for United in their attempt to add more goals to their profligate forward line could be Swedish international Gyökeres. The 26-year-old has already excelled under Amorim, and potential signing will be exciting for the manager. To Liverpool, Arne Slot's side has been brilliant so far. The new manager has settled in brilliantly and led the Premier League table heading into the new year. With a title push now looking very much a reality, the January transfer window will be key, as there is the need in several positions for Liverpool to start shopping, given their relatively quiet transfer activities last summer. But whether that happens this January or in the summer transfer window remains to be seen, as we all know how careful Liverpool is going into the transfer market. Potential considerations are being made at centre-back, left-back, central midfield, and in attack. Ultimately, renewing the contracts of Mo Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent Alexander-Arnold will feel like new signings for Liverpool. To Spain, and we talk about Barcelona. The Catalans have until 31st midnight to resolve the issue of Dani Olmo, or he will become a free agent from the beginning of January 2025. Barcelona are facing a race against time to resolve the registration saga. Juan Laporta said and assured the fans he is working tirelessly round the clock to find a quick solution to the matter. Though Barcelona have the money to pay Olmo his wages, they are at risk of being in violation of La Liga's strict financial fair play regulations, keeping top Premier League clubs on red alert. The Catalans were offered the opportunity to sign Christopher Nkunku according to reports, and are also interested in other players. But the strict financial fair play rules will limit their incomings, and they will try to sell their surplus to requirement squad players, or try to get extra sponsorship deals, or possibly selling of their assets to bolster their financial stance if they are to bring in any new player. Enough on the clubs, let's look at the big name players who could be on the move during this January transfer window. First, Antoine Robinson of Fulham. The US men's team star has emerged as one of the best left backs in the Premier League. Some big clubs in the Premier League are circling around the Fulham left back. The likes of United, Man City, and Liverpool are all keenly monitoring the situation of the left back. Nonetheless, Robinson will command a big fee after only recently renewing his Fulham contract, but it will not be impossible for him to move during the winter transfer window. Robinson will likely want to join an elite club either in January or during the summer, and will cost any potential club an amount in the region of 40 to 50 million pounds for the 27-year-old American to move. Still on left backs, let's talk about Milos Kerkez. He's definitely one to watch. With Manchester United seem to be most interested club, the 21-year-old will be an ideal left wing back for Ruben Amorim's side. even though other clubs are also keenly monitoring his situation. The Bournemouth star, who has just changed his agent, seems to be fancying a move either this January or at least during the summer of 2025. Now, Marcus Rashford. The English forward hasn't featured for United since he was dropped from the squad for the Manchester derby, after which the player said he's ready for a new challenge, meaning he's not ruling out a move away from Old Trafford. Rashford leaving could be good for everyone since Amorim is not promising him playing time, and this January could be crucial for him to find a new club. Clubs interested in the United forward includes Paris Saint-Germain, Borussia Dortmund, or even the Saudi Pro League could provide a way out for Rashford. Matheus Cunha is also of interest to several clubs. His valuation has risen dramatically over the last 2 seasons, and he's been superb for Wolves this season as well. Cunha is obviously a talented player and has produced stellar performances which caught the eyes of the big clubs. Arsenal, City, Spurs and Man United will surely be searching for a player of his quality in the final third. Manchester United are rumored to be prepared to spend as much as 80 million euros to sign the Premier League star. His new manager, Pereira, however, wish they can keep hold of the Brazilian forward, if not for long, but at least beyond the January transfer window. Now we talk about midfielders, and we start with the most sought-after midfielder, Martin Zubimendi of Real Sociedad, who almost joined Liverpool last summer, is back in the transfer news once again. He has a 63 million euros release clause in his contract. Zubimendi will be perfect player for Man City, who are in need of a midfielder. He can be the short-term solution for Rodri's absence and also play alongside Rodri in the long term. Manchester City are said to be ready to pay his release clause, but keep an eye on Arsenal, who are also keenly monitoring the Spanish midfielder. Again on midfielders, we talk about Ederson. Obviously not Man City's goalkeeper, but the Atalanta midfielder, Ederson Jose. The Brazilian midfielder has impressed for the Serie A side and helped his club to the Europa League trophy last season. With Man City among those said to be keen on him, the versatile midfielder will fit in every club's midfield, as he plays in the number 6, number 8 and also advanced midfielder in the number 10 role. Manchester United also hold firm interest in the Atalanta star, setting up a potential transfer battle with rivals Manchester City. He was expected to leave last summer after an eye-catching performance in the Europa League, but no transfer materialized. However, Ederson is gearing up for a big money switch in January or at least in the summer of 2025. Man United are planning to enter concrete negotiations for the 25-year-old in the near future. Atalanta will be holding out for at least 50 to 60 million euros for their talisman, as he is still under contract with them until 2027. Another midfielder who is back in the transfer market is Paul Pogba, who recently provided an update on his future with a cryptic Instagram post on the back of his Juventus exit. As it was revealed last October, Pogba and Juventus were locked in talks over ending his contract. He officially left in November, starting the search for his new club as he approaches his return to play. The former Man United midfielder will be eligible to return to the pitch this January after his 4-year drugs ban was slashed to 18 months by the Court of Arbitration for Sports. The 31-year-old has been linked to a move to Saudi Arabia or Marseille, or even a possible return to his former club, Manchester United. Now to the Swedish striker, Viktor Gyökeres. The striker has been heavily linked with a move to link up with his recently departed boss Ruben Amorim at Manchester United. It is surely a matter of time before Gyökeres makes a big money move. The Swedish striker scored 29 goals in 33 league matches last season and has already scored 16 goals so far in the Portuguese league already. He is now one of Europe's most lethal strikers, and Europe's big clubs will come calling soon. The likes of Arsenal, Man United and PSG are all monitoring him closely. To Paris Saint-Germain, and we talk about their left back Nuno Mendes. He has been in the transfer news and is subject of a bid to bolster Amorim's wing-back options. But now, a potential bargain of the decade could be presenting itself to United this January. It is believed Manchester United holds strong interest in the Paris Saint-Germain's left back, and a winter move must not be ruled out. The Portugal international has 18 months left on his contract, and the League One champions have offered an extension, which he is yet to sign the new deal, as he believes he is worth more than what is being offered him. The 22-year-old wants to leave Paris and could cost around 58 million euros. He played as a left wing back under Amorim during his breakthrough at Sporting, and obviously a reunion with his former boss will be a great move for him. The big question remains whether Paris will allow losing their prized asset this winter. Still in Paris, another potential departure could come for Randal Kolo Muani. The French forward has been heavily linked with a move away from Paris Saint-Germain and is of interest to many clubs across Europe as he is available for transfer. PSG won't be reluctant to let their forward leave if a good offer is presented for him. Chelsea are said to be keen on Kolo Muani. According to reports, his versatility appeals to them, and Maresca will be delighted working with him. But his coming will mean Chelsea will need to find a solution for Christopher Nkunku. Yes, guys, that is it. An overview of what to expect from clubs and players who are expecting to move during the January transfer window. Usually, January market is quiet, but trust me, this will be an exception of a transfer, as many clubs are looking to strengthen their squad. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, turn on your notification bell for more updates.